right, good, I guess, afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are here for the REDMAGIC CODM Clash Draft. For those of you who don't know, shout out to Jokesa and Ducky for making an appearance in the chat. We are going to be hosting a tournament with some of your favorite content creators and pro players, sponsored by the one and only REDMAGIC. And yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot that we need to go through before getting started. The actual event is going to be starting, if I'm not mistaken, on March 4th all the way through the 6th. Is that right, Day?
That is correct.
All right.
Saturday, Sunday.
So it'll be starting, I believe, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It should be a blast to watch. Looking forward to it, but obviously we do have our captains that are here and going to be drafting their teams. We've got Aerith, D-Hitman, Ducky the Gamer, Jokesta, Parka, and Noah from YouTube. How's it going, everybody?
Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hello. Going great.
It's an absolute privilege to be here on the Bobby Plays Streams channel, man. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I was absolutely certain that you were going to throw in a self-promo right there, but thank you for not doing that.
I would never. Dave, might I say you're looking mighty fine today.
All right.
Thanks, bud.
For the people who are wondering what the actual player pool is, some of our drafters might not even know. The invited players that are going to be playing in the tournament are going to be Tectonic, Space, Wally, Band, Weru, Marshy, Little B, Danielle Gaming, Meralto, Legacy, Wara, Titio, Zai, Envoy, Rabalo, Bolu, Vague, and Jesus Saves You. And in the case where we do end up needing alternates, we also have Solar and Forsaken. Day, any predictions for who's going to go number one in the draft, and also for who's going to go number whatever the last pick is?
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like one of your number one picks has to be Tectonic, right? I mean, came through as, I think, second place for Mobile Gamer of the Year during the last award season. So he's got to be a high contender. I'm actually trying to pull up the full list here, because obviously we've got a ton of people. I mean, by far the worst is Hitman. So that's
True.
True.
We love you, Hitman. We love you.
Yeah.
We don't.
Well, I think the people are here to see the draft, so I'm gonna go ahead and get things started. Do we have an official order for the drafters?
Yes.
Is that in the captain's chat? Ah, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, this is actually going to be a 4v4 tournament, so switching things up from the normal. We have our randomized draft order. Okay. Number one pick is going to go to Aerith. Aerith, you have the number one overall pick. A lot of pressure on you to make the right decision here. Who's going to be your number one? Okay.
The suspense is killing me.
The suspense is really building right now. Okay. Well,
Dang, she said she doesn't need a teammate.
Maybe we go like reverse. Your mic's not working. Oh, that's a really convenient time for that to happen. Okay. You can just type your pick in the chat and I'll announce it to everybody. All right, Aerith, no surprise, taking Tectonic, number one overall. So obviously, Day's advice playing a very big role so far today. Next up, we do have D Hitman with his group one pick. Hitman, who are you taking at the number two spot?
I think Band.
Could you say that again?
Nice. He said Band.
Band. Okay. Band. All right. I wasn't 100% positive. Hitman taking Band in the number two spot. Next up, we got Jokesta. Jokesta, who you taking?
Dude, this is tough. It's either Vague or Bulu. So I was like,
Boo.
I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, he's a good in-game leader, but then Vague is really good player.
He needs Nintendo.
Is he your boo too?
Yeah, he's my boo. I guess I'm gonna go with Nintendo.
All right.
Nice.
He's taking Nintendo, aka Bolu. Solid pick right there. Ducky, I know that you have a lot of COD Mobile competitive knowledge, so I'm anticipating this is going to be one of the bigger picks of the day. Who are you taking at number 4?
Yeah, tons. I researched probably, hours, days of VOD experience. VOD review came in for this draft pick. And I'm gonna have to go with the man who just came out with the, Tectonic was obviously number 1, but I got the unlucky randomized draft order. But Vague is looking like the shining star left in the group 1, so I'm gonna go with Vague.
All right, I would say that's a solid pick. Day, thoughts on the Vague pick at number 4?
Well, self-proclaimed best player in North America. Obviously, we've talked a little bit over the past season that maybe that's not always true. Obviously, the pickup of Band was really big as well. Stage 5 MVP and champion for that matter. Bolu, IGL extraordinaire, Stage 5 winner. I mean, some solid picks so far.
All right. Well, coming up next, we've got Parka. I believe one of the few players in this group that still plays competitively. So, Parka, who are you taking at number 5?
I would pick Marshy.
Marshy! Ooh, big pick right there. All right.
Yeah.
I'm a big Marshy fan for when he's not roasting me. Day, thoughts on the Marshy pick?
Another Stage 5 champion. I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, I completely agree with all these first picks. I mean, typically you're going for the best of the best, and well, people that just took home a good chunk of $1 million is gonna be your good bets here. So
all right. Last but not least, we've got Noah from YouTube. Noah,
Hi.
You are left with the only remaining player. Who is that going to be?
Well, out of my large selection here, I think I might have to go with Envoy. I like how his N is kind of lowercase, and then he's got a capital V. And I guess he's not too bad at Call of Duty Mobile either, so definitely a solid pick number 1 for me here.
Definitely a very stylistically pleasing username, so I would consider that pick to be a W.
one of the best players in LATAM, if I do say so myself. One of the most consistent and one of the most electric players for sure.
Yep, he's been at the top of the game for a really long time, so hopefully that one plays out. For those of you who don't know, we actually have different groups for each of the different picks that we're doing. So that was group 1. Next up, we've got group 2. Inside of group 2, the available players are going to be Space, Tatio, Zai, Jesus Saves, Little B, and Raballo. So Noah, after getting the last pick, you get to move back to number 1. Who are you going to be taking from that group?
See, I feel like there's a lot more pressure on this one now than I had on my last pick. And I might have to use slightly more brain power here.
Maybe a little bit.
I think I'm going to take a gamble and go with the Little B.
Ooh.
Yes, I said I'm going to take a gamble.
All right.
It's either the best choice or the worst choice.
100%. Day, thoughts on that one?
Well, I mean, Little B can definitely look at the, kind of top 5 play, I would say, from Stage 4 last season, the 1v4 sniper clip against Tribe, the team that went on to win Stage 5. So definitely a great sniper talent to have under your belt.
Yeah, I love the pick right there. I think I think it is a little bit of a risky pick. He hasn't been in competitive as much recently, so a little bit of a toss-up there, but I know he's been grinding and practicing. Hopefully that one pans out. Parka.
I hope that's true.
I will pick Jesus.
Ooh, all right. Parka taking Jesus Saves with the number 2 pick. We got a lot of... Is this the sniper group? I feel like all the snipers are in this group. We got Space, Zai, Jesus, and Little B all together. I like the pick right there. I think, once again, Jesus Saves, one of the top snipers in North America, played for the team that came in second place, and definitely has been on his grind as well. Next up, Ducky, back at it. Your second pick.
Well, I remember the last tournament I played in. I think it was Ribalu smacked me up quite a bit, so I kind of want to pick him. But then again, I've also already played with Space, and he did quite a bit of smacking. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Space because I already have a bit of chemistry, and I know he's nasty with the SKS and sniping. So we'll lock it in. We'll go Space.
All right. Ducky picks up Space. That's definitely a solid pick as well. I think I think Space is one of the more versatile snipers. I think that's one of the things that he brings to the table. So, how would you rate the pick, Day?
I think it's great, especially with them having a little bit of chemistry from, I believe it was the Trovo Showdown that they played in recently. So that's a safe one, especially when, again, you look at the likes of having that sniper talent that's very, very versatile. That's something that Zim had mentioned in some of the talks that we had earlier in the week, that, with the recent weapon bans coming to the competitive scene, being more versatile and allowing yourself to really be able to expand in the meta, Space is a great player to fill that role. So solid pick.
Yep, I like the pick right there, and his team's looking pretty nice. He's got Space and Vega already, so they're definitely in a good spot right now. Coming back to Jokesta, you got the 4th pick of the round. Who are you going with?
Dude, it's really tough now. Either Rubalo, but I don't know. The TOs is actually pretty good, so I guess I'll go with Rubalo.
All right, Jokesta picking up Rubalo right there. I mean, the fact that I would say our last 2 picks remaining are still 2 incredibly talented players, and one of them, I'm not going to say who because you guys might not know, is pretty widely regarded as maybe the best player in all of LATAM. So definitely some big opportunity for these last 2 picks. It's Hitman's turn on his potato mic. Hitman, who are you taking? You're muted. Hitman.
Good pick, Hitman. Good pick.
Aerith, are you gonna just sneak in and steal the next pick? Oh,
I'll
Hitman's
just take the
unmuted.
pick.
Hitman sounds like he's
He
about
said-
5
I
miles
think
away.
he said to Tio.
He said to Tio? Okay.
He yelled from the back.
He sounds just so far away. Okay.
You guys will have to excuse Hitman. He's out of town. He's not at this computer. He is out and about.
All right. Well,
Mobile
Hitman
gamers,
picks
man.
up to he picks up to Tio. That was the player I was referencing, who is regarded by a lot of people as maybe the best player in all of LATAM. So, huge pickup right there. And Aerith, lots of options. Who are you taking last?
Oh man, this is definitely a hard decision. I'm not gonna lie. I guess I'll go with Zai.
All right, solid pick right there. I think Zai might be the sleeper pick of this group specifically. A lot of talent, especially when it comes to sniping. I think having him and Aerith, I mean, if you run double snipers in a 4v4 format, you might be able to just pick everybody apart. What are your thoughts on that pick, Day?
Definitely solid. I think Zai holds, if not the top kill record, he's right up there with the top kill record for search and destroy kills. Right in that degree of sniper talent that you were mentioning, of whopping 23 kills in a game in a competitive scene format. So really, really solid talent. And I'm right there with you. I agree. I think Zai was a really slept on pick here. And granted, I think a lot of the talent here is fairly close. I do think a strong sniper talent maybe outweighs, I'm sorry, Robalo, but maybe I would have leaned a little bit more towards Zai than Robalo there.
All right. Well, that leaves us with group number 3. The remaining players are going to be Wally, Weru, Danny L Gaming, Meralto, Legacy, and Wara. Aerith, you are back at it with the first pick of the round.
Yup,
Who are you
yup.
going with?
I'll pick Wero.
All right. That's definitely a solid pick there. Weru is an absolute monster in search and destroy. And I feel like, especially in the 4v4 format, could potentially even have more of an impact just with his playstyle. What are your thoughts, Dave?
Well, I think even deeper than that, we obviously just had a long, very, very good season back towards the end of last year where Weru and Zai were teammates. And, earlier in the week, I had mentioned that, they were kind of the dynamic duo of that 11T roster. So specifically when you get into Search and Destroy, looking at the likes of Aerith's team, that is a cracked group of players to be playing together.
Yeah, I would say right now, Aerith's team is definitely going to be really difficult to deal with when you get Tectonic on that roster, somebody who can adapt in pretty much any environment. You get the dynamic duo of Weru and Zai. You get Aerith, who's already very, very good at the game. That's going to be a tough roster to deal with. All right. Well, next up, D Hitman. Back at it. Your second pick, or you have the number 2 pick of the group and your final pick of the day. He's unmuted. Did he type it? He picks Wally
say
right
Wally.
there. All right. Definitely a solid pick as well. I think Wally was out of the competitive scene for a while, but has come back, and it was like he didn't even miss a beat. I would say probably one of the better options of this group, and definitely a good option. How do you see Hitman's team rounding out, Dave?
I mean, definitely looks pretty solid so far. I mean, I'm kind of looking through a lot of the teams, and I think you guys, or well, the admin team did a great job in this kind of format of setting up how the draft was going to work. Because, you know, looking at these teams so far, we have obviously Hitman picking up Wally, Aerith picking up Weru, but you know, you look at some of the other picks, and these two teams are very evenly matched. I think the biggest skill difference is probably going to be between Aerith and Hitman, so we'll have to see what happens there. But
True.
as far as the players drafted, I mean, this could be lit.
Yeah. Both teams looking solid.
Yeah,
Hit-
we done yesterday, right?
Hey, Hitman, you're not muted.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Third pick of the round going to Jokesta. Who's it going to be?
Could you give me a rundown of these players, like what they play with?
What do you, like play on phone? Or?
Yeah,
Like what kind of weapon is their specialties?
Oh,
Like,
Moralto's a sniper. Legacy's a slayer. I don't know what Danielle and Wara do.
yeah, they are Latin players, so I'm not as familiar with them.
Who's on NA?
Moralto
Peralto and Legacy.
and Legacy. I think Legacy
Alright,
actually
I'll-
plays for Mexico. I'm not positive, but I'm 90% sure.
I'll go with Morato.
All right.
The Italian Stallion.
Moralto, in his return to Mobile Mayhem, has looked very, very solid and has definitely had some really good sniper performances as well. So I'd say solid pick right there. Rounding out Jokes' team, it's going to be Moralto, Raballo, and Bolu. How do you see the team chemistry working out for these guys, Dave?
I think it should be really solid. Bolu and Raballo have played quite a bit together, and you know, Moralto's one of those guys that he'll just jump into games with pretty much anybody in the community. So I definitely think they'll have you know, a great IGL and Slayer and Bolu. You have Raballo, kind of a younger, newer talent to the scene. We obviously saw him play back in the iPad era, and you know, fell a little bit off when making that transition over to phone, but has certainly bounced back pretty well. And then you know, Moralto's just one of those kind of staple pieces in the competitive scene. So I think it's a solid team.
I 100% agree. We got 3 picks left. Coming up next, we got Ducky. Ducky, who are you taking?
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I might need a little help from you guys as well, because I have the self-proclaimed #1 NA player, and then a great sniper, but same thing, just a little unfamiliar with the group. 3 players. Who do you think might fit? Because I'm thinking Danny L Gaming. It's just the name, Ducky the Gamer, Danny L Gaming. It's too like it's almost meant to be. I don't know. Do you think he'd be a good fit, or they'd be a good fit? Like I don't. Just it's speaking to me.
I'm not too familiar with Danny L and Wara. I do know that I donated $1,100 to Danny L whenever Mr. Beast gave me the money to donate to people, but that's about all of my experience on that side of things. I saw somebody in chat say that Legacy actually plays from Chicago. I don't know if that's true at all.
I think that's true, but he does speak Spanish.
Okay, well there we go. So that's a little bit. And then as far as Wara goes, I don't know. I think Vague is spamming in chat who he thinks you should pick, but I don't want to give you any
where's
advice.
Vague? Oh, and
intro
the-
chat. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm on the other chat. Hold up. What is he saying? Should I-
Vegas saying Wara or Legacy. Thanks for the 7-month resub, by the way.
All right, I'll get Wara.
Okay. Well, hopefully a solid pick. Day, have you ever watched Wara?
Very, very minorly.
Okay.
I've seen Danielle Gaming too, but just not enough to compare them to like how well I know Legacy or Moralto or Ware or Wallet, you know, people that I cast on a, you know, weekly basis. So, I know they're a solid talent. How they're gonna mesh like their play style, that's something that I can't fully answer on, unfortunately. But you have kind of that safety net of having space and maybe the second or third best North American player on the team.
All right.
Top 5.
Top
Maybe.
5.
All right. Up next, we got Parka. Parka, your final pick of the draft. Who are you going with?
It's a hard decision, so I will pick Danny.
All right. Parka gonna go ahead and take Danny L. That's gonna round out his roster with Jesus Saves You and also Marshy. Looking like a pretty strong roster to me, and especially as far as phone players go, I think Parka is going to be one of the stronger captains in the tournament. How do you see this team shaping up, Dave?
I definitely think it should be exciting. Again, if we look at the teams across the board, I think there's maybe some teams that on paper were like, man, they might have a little bit of an edge, but overall they are just really balanced all the way around. Obviously, with Parka picking up Danny L Gaming, that is going to leave Legacy into Noah's Group 3 pick, which we no longer have to hear from Noah. So, big shout
I
out to
picked
that.
Legacy for Group 3.
Nice, good decision,
I
Noah.
was spamming every time someone was trying to make a decision. I'm like, no, you're not allowed to have Legacy. He's mine. So like, that was my
Facts.
pick
Can
anyway.
confirm.
Yeah, that was my number 1 draft pick. So
All
I
right.
actually at mind games with those idiot captains.
All right. Well, that's gonna round out Noah's team. He's got Little B, Legacy, and Envoy. Do you feel like there's gonna be some chemistry there, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. And Legacy's like a great all-around player to have. You throw him in the mix with Little B, someone who he was kind of a manager / sub with all through the last year under the NYSL tag. And then Envoy, again, in my opinion, if not the best, one of the best players in all of the LATAM region. So I'm pretty excited. I think Noah's got a good chance here.
All right. Now that we see all the rosters, we'll run through them real quick. Aerith picking Texai and Wiru, Hitman taking Ban, Tatio, and Wally, Jokesta taking Rabalo, Bolu, and Maralto, Ducky taking Vague, Space, Wara. We just talked about the last couple. Is there one roster that you think might have the edge going into the tournament?
You want me to be honest with you?
Yes.
Aerith's team is pretty stacked. Gonna be honest there. Hitman's team is fairly stacked too, but they do have Hitman, so kind of chopping down the talent level a little bit there.
Shameless.
I know, right?
We're never in.
He can't defend himself. He can't defend himself. Yeah, I would honestly say I think Aerith and Hitman's teams are probably maybe slightly edging out, but you know what? Jokesta's got a good team too, actually.
True.
Probably those are my top 3.
I would say, Aerith's team is pretty nasty. I think that's going to be the team to beat coming into this. I'm not sure 100% that the chemistry is going to be there, but there's just so much talent right there that I think you got Wiru and Zai. Even if it's just a couple of duos, Aerith and Tech, a little bit more of defined roles after the buffs and nerfs that we got today. I think this is going to make for a fantastic tournament.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Again, just because on paper some of these teams maybe look a little bit stronger than others, we've certainly seen that be the case in the past on other events that we've done, Bobby, and it doesn't always turn out that way. Sometimes we get in the Trovo showdown and we'll be like, dang, this team looks stacked, and then they get their butts handed to them. So we'll we'll see, but yeah, I mean, this is definitely looking out to be a really solid event.
All right, I'm excited for it. B, is there anything else we need to cover before we wrap things up for the draft? For those of you, just in case you weren't here at the beginning, the actual tournament itself is not going to be happening today. That is going to be starting on March 3rd and going all the way through the weekend. March 4th, correction.
4th, 5th, 6th.
4th, 5th, and 6th at 1 p.m. EST every single day. It's going to be a double elimination bracket. 6 teams and a whole lot of action that I am absolutely excited for. I'll take a look at the captain's chat one more time, but I think we're good to wrap it up. And B has pinned the link to win a REDMAGIC 7 after the stream. So for those of you who haven't seen it, over on Trovo, B has pinned that link. I will copy and paste that on YouTube as well. So for those of you who would like to enter, you can do so using that link. And I'll go ahead and pin it at the top. But that is going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Day, any final words?
No, I'm just excited to get to the event. To be honest with you, I obviously got my hands on a REDMAGIC as well, and have been playing around on it. And this thing is an absolute beast when it comes to the performance. So, you know, maybe getting some of these players on a little bit more of a souped-up device could definitely spice things up a bit.
All right. Well, that is going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We're going to raid somebody over on Trovo. I don't think any of the people that are playing in the tournament are actually live right now, so I will try to pick somebody to raid. We'll go with Cyber. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to follow and tune into the action on March 4th, 5th, and 6th, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.